On this week's Digital News Roundup, Twitter's cracking down, Gen Z is like so over social media, and AI trends for marketers to watch out for.
Welcome to the Digital Marketing News. I'm Tiffany Allen, and with our first story is Joshua Knight.
Thanks, Tiffany. For our first story, I want to talk to you about artificial intelligence. I'm just going to give that joke a second to land right about now. Okay, so marketers have been both intrigued and frightened by artificial intelligence, and as people are usually intrigued and or frightened by me, I'm familiar with that. So fortunately, I found a great article in Search Engine Journal. A fellow named Andy Betts wrote about 5 trends that marketers should be watching out for AI and the next generation of marketing. So here they are in random order. Well, actually in the order he presented them. First, content and SEO are converging. Now, this is because of artificial intelligence, because search engine algorithms are getting smarter. So instead of having to write copy that appeals directly to search engines in kind of a dumbed down way that they can understand, you can write directly to people. And if the people like your content and they interact with it, then that tells the search engine that your content is valuable. So these are not 2 separate practices anymore. They need to be tight together. And as I have been saying for a while now, and should put on a t-shirt actually, good content is good SEO. Second, we can focus more on the customer journey. Instead of this kind of last click attribution or distributed attribution that's equally weighted, we have better attribution models based on all of the mountains of data that we're getting. And AI can help us organize that data and actually apply that attribution where it counts. So this is good for marketers because it gives us the ability to actually attribute revenue to what we're doing and prove that we deserve to exist. So I'm going to call that a win. Third, personalization is no longer optional. AI makes this personalization possible, and customers demand it. They already expect that we be doing it, so we need to get on it. We can personalize email, we can make our ads more specific without being creepy, and we can use it for remarketing. So personalization is out there. AI can help us do it. AI has made it so people expect that we are going to do it. Fourth, we need to understand how AI is driving new forms of search. So that things like voice search, the way that algorithms are going to process queries, and the way that people tend to talk to a voice assistant like Alexa. I just did that in case your Alexa was listening and hopefully not laughing creepily at you. I hear they patched that. But anyway, you got to make sure that we are optimizing queries for voice search and also for those quick answers that show up in Google that give you essentially a position like -2 on the SERP. Those are things that are determined by artificial intelligence. So it's on us as marketers to understand how these things work. The guidelines are out there. We just need to read them and internalize them and make sure that our content matches. So I think the final takeaway there is that marketers should get familiar with AI. I mean, AI is not just a new tool. It's pretty much a new toolbox. It's going to be touching every single thing that we do. So we need to be aware of it. We need to know what's coming. And we need to be looking at all of those tasks that are repetitive, that are taking time out of our day, that are something that any idiot could do, because our new any idiot is going to be a computer. And you don't want to be the person that loses their job to the computer. You want to be the person who makes the computer work for you. Tiffany?
Thanks, Josh. In other news, Twitter has recently suspended accounts for what they're calling tweet ducking or meme stealing, or just, generally what we called in college plagiarism, basically violating their anti-spam rules. So there are several accounts that have been suspended by Twitter because they're stealing tweets without credit by way of their own original tweets, replies, retweets, those sort of things, and conspiring as a group to share and like each other's posts on Twitter to try to make them go viral, either for themselves, their cohorts, or clients as well. So accounts like @Dory, @GirlPost, a couple other things, those sort of meme generating accounts that you see pop up in all kinds of lists all over the internet. So these rules, of course, are being violated from a Twitter standpoint. You're not supposed to be plagiarizing, sharing content that isn't yours, and saying that it is, and those kinds of things. The moral of the story here, as is always the case, is that if you're going to put out your thoughts on the internet, make sure they're your thoughts. So as a brand, especially, brand side, agency side, whomever you are, make sure you're sharing your own content, you're using proper attribution, and you have enough creative ideas to make people want to follow you because of who you are, not because of what you read on the internet as well. back to you, Josh.
Thanks, Tiffany, and hey.
Hi.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hey, welcome back to the shot, Josh.
I'm enjoying being on camera again. I actually don't exist when the camera is not on me, so I am ready for my close-up.
It's pretty disturbing.
Well, keep Tiffany in the shot, actually. We don't want a close-up. Anyway, you know who is not ready for any kind of close-up right now?
Tell me more.
Generation Z. These are the folks who are 18 to 24 years old. They're the ones who are, kind of wiping the Tide Pod off of the corner of their mouth at the moment. They are kind of starting to feel a little bit done with the social media. A new study of 1,000 18 to 24-year-olds said that they, 34% say that they are totally over social media, and 64% said they're on a break or they're considering a break.
Yeah. So 41% said they're made to feel anxious, sad, or depressed by platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, which I think is interesting. If you're going on social media, all I see in my feed personally are puppy videos, a lot of cheese. I think this has something to do with the things I click on. Maybe not.
It's the algorithm, yeah.
Yes.
But I feel like teenagers should leave feeling anxious, sad, and depressed to the adults.
Right.
You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel those things.
You'll get there.
Yeah, I saw that 71% though did say that social media has a positive effect on their friendships, and 66% say it makes it easier to connect with people. But there is that, you're looking at somebody else's vacation photos and you feel sad because you're not there, or you're looking at your Uncle Bob posting about politics again and anxious, sad, and depressed.
Yeah.
I get it.
Makes sense. Well, 61% say that it has a positive impact on their self-esteem and their self-confidence, but 29% said the exact opposite. So that maybe it hurts their self-esteem and their self-confidence, meaning, again, with what you're seeing in your feeds, what you're following, what you choose to ingest, of course, has an effect on the way that you see the world, right?
So I think our responsibility as marketers then is not to just go, whoop, social media is over. But we could do that and we could just go home and eat some marshmallows. But I think instead of that, we need to make sure that we're contributing to these positive emotions that do exist, right? Instead of adding to the negativity.
Absolutely. So if you want to talk about things that give me positive emotions, are you ready for this? Okay, so LinkedIn has released their new Secret Sauce 2.0 ebook. It is amazing. #client. But as we've talked about on the news several times, more and more B2B marketers especially are focusing in on LinkedIn as their platform of choice for more direct audience targeting. And what the LinkedIn folks have done is compiled so many key learnings from, their own organic and paid social posts when it comes to how to write your posts, what kind of titles to use, what kinds of creative to use, and all kinds of tips and tricks for making your marketing more effective on LinkedIn. So we'll link to that in the news post somewhere thereabouts. Encourage you to take a look as you're shaping your social strategy here for the next, quarter and half of the year.
Yeah, I do kind of love it when the people who know all of the inner workings of a platform just give it to you and say like, hey, we've been doing this for 15 years and here's what is working. We can actually look at all of our data under the hood and we can just kind of share it with you. So big gift of a thing. It's the kind of hot sauce that won't give you indigestion.
That's true. I feel very settled by it.
And, being on LinkedIn is less likely to make you feel anxious and depressed.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fewer pictures of puppies and cheese, though.
That's something we can certainly work on.
It's a trade-off.
Absolutely. Well, if you want pictures of puppies and cheese and all kinds of digital marketing news, you can follow me on Twitter at Tiffany_Allen. Or for less cheese, less puppies, more news, follow TopRank at TopRank.
And you can find me on Twitter at Nitewrites. That's NITEWRITES. And if you did enjoy our little video and you would like to see more of it and some of the more awesome stuff that our staff is putting out, we just did a Dynamite video series with our president, Sue Mishkanis, who is a burgeoning, rising video star, I feel. You can hit the subscribe button. That's right about around there. And please make sure to hit the little bell button as well, because that will actually make it so you get a notification when we post a new video.
Absolutely. And if you don't want to miss the news, it's very important for next steps.
Please do. I'm calling you to action. That's what marketers do. That's a marketing thing.
You did good.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back next week with more news, and we will see you then.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.